All right, good Wednesday evening, everybody. This is turning out to be kind of an interesting forecast that is coming up. First of all, we had some rain today. The coverage was actually a little bit better than I expected. Most of us getting some light rain, although the rainfall amounts were low, as we thought they would be. We got just a little bit more than a tenth of an inch here in Jackson. Overall in the metro, just under a half inch of rain. There were a few spots that got just a little bit more, but overall, I think this front overperformed from what we were expecting in terms of rain. Now, we've got another front coming in over the weekend. That one's looking more interesting, too. Originally, we were thinking just some clouds, maybe a 10% chance of a stray shower, but now some of the models are disagreeing about what exactly is going to happen there, whether we could have some wintry precipitation. That would primarily, I think, be in the Pine Belt for Saturday night into Sunday. I'll explain that in just a second. First, here's a look at what's happening tonight. Notice there is still a little bit of rain out there, but it is quickly diminishing. It's down around the Pine Belt right now. That moving from north to south behind a north wind behind our front. Of course, the main focus over the next day or two is going to be the really cold air coming in behind this system. And winds are going to be picking up from the north even overnight, which is going to make it feel even that much colder tomorrow morning. So here's a look at Live IMAX 12. This is the last of the rain. Notice we had some showers crossing I-55 south of Jackson over the past hour or two. The rain now over, let's say, southern Walthall County, southern Marion County, along Highway 35 between Pickwick and Sandy Hook. Again, give it 30 minutes to an hour. All this is going to be done. This was the coverage of the rain, though, today over the past 24 hours, and just about everybody got at least a little bit of rain. In this box here in the metro, we got less than a half inch. As I mentioned, here officially in Jackson, out at the airport, we had 16 100ths of an inch of rain. So right now, the clouds are still out there. We've got a temperature of 45 degrees, but we are expecting decreasing clouds for the rest of this evening, and winds are picking up. The last time I checked, we had a north wind at 10 miles per hour. Now, at the 11 o'clock hour, we've got a north wind at 12 miles per hour. That's going to pick up to about 15 miles per hour with higher wind gusts by tomorrow morning. So as skies clear and temperatures tumble through the 30s and into the 20s, you factor in those very strong north winds, and we're going to see wind chills in the morning, possibly as low as the upper teens, but I think low 20s is a little bit more likely. Bottom line is it's going to be cold first thing in the morning, and you will want to dress in layers to stay warm because it's not necessarily going to warm up all that much during the course of the day, even though we are expecting full sunshine. So here's a look at our lows. Everybody going to be below freezing, between 25 and 31 degrees. Shave several degrees off of that for the wind chill. And then tomorrow, even with sun, we're going to see a lighter north wind, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for highs. That's about 10 degrees below average for tomorrow's date, and tomorrow is the 15th day of January. So here's a look at our weather maker. It's high pressure coming in behind our front. That's going to give us sunny, cold weather for tomorrow. And then here comes the much advertised next front coming in for the weekend. Now, again, over the past couple of days, we've been saying clouds, maybe a sprinkle. Looks better than that per this model. You see a little bit more in the way of rain. And remember, this front that just came through overperformed with rain as well. So wouldn't be shocking to raise the chance of rain just a little bit as this front comes in. Not expecting much out of it. And I'm not expecting any wintry stuff as the front actually moves through. This is Friday night going into Saturday. It's going to be about 24 hours later that we could possibly see some Gulf moisture interacting with the cold air that's already in place over Mississippi. So let's take a look at this. First of all, this is our European model, and this one shows what we have been saying over the past several days, that we're just not going to get much in terms of precipitation out of this next front. This is a look at it. This is Friday night when the front is coming through, just a little bit of rain, and then that quickly moves off to the east. But look, we got some Gulf moisture that's going to be interacting with that cold air, and this is really the first time the European model has picked up on this. Now, you'll notice I'm coming to you a little bit later tonight. That's because I was waiting for the latest runs to come in to show you the very latest, and we will continue to do that over the next coming days. Megan is going to have new model runs in the morning, and then Roberto and Gracie and I will have even newer model runs by tomorrow afternoon. And we're also going to be able to look at more high-resolution models over the next couple of days. So the forecast should come into better focus over the next 24 to 48 hours. But again, this is what the European is calling for. Again, not much to this. And then it moves off to the east. And even in this model, this is showing a little bit of snow for parts of Georgia and South Carolina. But of course, that's well to the east of us. Not really going to affect us at all. So this is the European. Now, this is a different model, but this is the same time frame. This is our American model. And it goes gangbusters with wintry weather. It actually looks worse. It looks like more wintry precipitation in this model run than in the last one. So bottom line is it's still holding on to this. So that's why we got to continue to watch the trends here. Are the models going to come into agreement more better with the European or with the American GFS model? That's what we're going to be watching for over the coming days. But this one is still putting out, I'm thinking primarily for the Pine Belt, a little bit of snow. This would be Saturday night into Sunday. So cold air already in place, but Gulf moisture overriding that cold air that could produce that wintry mix. And then everything, just like in the other model, makes its way off to the east as we get later into the weekend. So if we did get anything, it would be briefly, and I'm thinking it's mainly going to be to the southeast of Jackson. A lot of times we don't see a lot of good snow with events like this when the cold air is already in place. Usually the moisture gets pushed out ahead of it. But this case, we could see some moisture overrunning the cold air. So that is going to be what we're watching for. So here's a look at the 5-day rain or precipitation forecast. And Saturday, we do have some rain in there. Right now, we're just going to call for stray showers. And then by Sunday, shifting down to the southeast. But, and this is just a snapshot of what we're expecting for each day, it does look more prominent for Saturday and Sunday, especially down around Hattiesburg and down toward the Gulf Coast. Again, keep watching this space and keep watching 12 News on air and online to get the very latest Thursday and Friday. Now, bottom line is we know it's going to be cold. 27 tomorrow morning with wind chills in the upper teens to low 20s. It'll be below freezing again Friday morning. With the front approaching Saturday, we could see enough cloud cover to keep our temperatures just above freezing Saturday, but it's going to be close. And then after that next front moves through, we're right back down into the mid to upper 20s for Sunday and Monday. So it's mid-January. It's going to feel like it over the next week or so. Tonight, clouds clearing out. It'll be clear by the morning. Brisk north wind, temperature of 27, the wind chill in the low 20s. And then tomorrow, sunny but cold, a lighter northwest wind with a high temperature of 46 in Jackson. Here's a look at our next 8 days. And again, right now, I'm just putting in a 10% chance for Saturday. But this could change over the weekend. The timing could change, and the amount of precipitation, the coverage of it could change. And really depending on where you live, if you're in the Pine Belt, that chance could go way up. If you live north of I-20, you're probably not going to get much of anything out of this at all, except for some really cold air. For Martin Luther King Day right now, we do think that's going to be a sunny day, but freezing in the morning, low 50s in the afternoon. And then next week, clouds will be increasing and temperatures warming up. I think we'll be closer to 60 at the end of next week with low chances of rain by next Wednesday and Thursday. All right, that's your update for tonight. Again, coming on a little bit later because I wanted to get the latest information out to you. We will have more, of course, about this over the next couple of days. Megan's going to be here first thing in the morning, and both Roberto and Gracie will be here tomorrow afternoon, and I'll be here tomorrow evening to keep you posted. All right, that's it for tonight. Until tomorrow, have a good one.